Today I'm making something I've wanted to make for months. We're going to make a beef tenderloin. I'm going to take this beef tenderloin and we're going to make a spice rub for it. We're going to apply the rub. Then we're going to wrap it in bacon for some just bacon goodness. Get it onto this pit barrel cooker with a little cherry wood. And then we're going to finish it, you guessed it, a bourbon glaze. For this spice rub, I've got a tablespoon of black pepper, a tablespoon of paprika, a tablespoon of kosher salt. We got a teaspoon and a half of granulated garlic. Got a teaspoon each of coriander and cumin. And then we have about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon, I just kind of eyeballed it, of cayenne pepper. Okay. Now this is more than we're going to need for this. I'm just going to mix this all up together. I've got just about 1 pound beef tenderloin, right? You're going to pay a lot more for it per pound when you buy this small portion. You can certainly get a better deal when you buy a whole beef tenderloin. You can see I'm just using a little olive oil there as a binder, but it's just me today. So, I'd rather pay a little bit more per pound than buy something that's not going to get eaten, especially when it costs as much as beef tenderloin, okay? So we're just going to get this rub over this beef tenderloin real well. And we're only going to need about half of this rub, so, if you're worried about wasting stuff, then just only use, about half the ingredients that I called out there. But odds are you're probably going to have a bigger beef tenderloin anyway. You've probably got, the missus or friends or somebody else over. Just me today. Flying solo, baby. Okay. Now you can see I've got some bacon here. All right. Just going to wrap this guy up in bacon for 3 reasons. One, there's no fat on this beef tenderloin. So this will help keep it moist during the cook process. Of course, we're going to get the flavor. I said 3 reasons. Maybe it's just 2.5 reasons. Bacon makes everything better, but I think we're back to the flavor on that comment, right? Now, I should mention, the first time I ever saw a bacon wrapped tenderloin is Malcolm Reed over there at How to Barbecue Right. I mean, he did a whole beef tenderloin. Shows you how to trim it up, all that good stuff. So that's kind of where I got the idea of using the bacon for this particular guy. Now our rub's a lot different, and the way we're going to finish this with this bourbon glaze is going to be a lot different. Okay, so we got her all wrapped up, and I should mention that I spent about 10 minutes just trimming the silver skin up off of this guy. And if you want, I'm going to throw this rub away, so I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit here on the top. I'm not even going to worry about the bottom. Just make me feel better about not at all going to waste. Okay. All right, you can see I'm using a chimney starter today. The folks at Pit Barrel Cooker sent me this out, and the timing was great because my electric fire starter died on me. Okay. So I'm just going to get these coals in here. Okay. Then I've got 2 pieces of cherry wood. You can see just small pieces. Let's get our grate back in here. And by the way, I have to plug it, right? They sent me these gloves. I am grateful that they sent me these out. So I just want to make sure they know that I'm very appreciative. And we got our pork tenderloin here. And I'm going to get a probe in here, right? I paid just under $20 a pound. I think it was 18 something to get this small piece. So I don't want to screw this up. And then a lot of folks have been asking me lately when I use this pit barrel what temperature the smoker's at. So I am going to put this other probe in here just so we can keep an eye on the temperature for you guys. I'm going to get these rods in. And again, another question people ask me all the time, why are you putting the rods in if you're not hanging anything? It's because without the rods in, you have these empty holes, and we get higher airflow, and the temperature creeps up on us. So that's the reason we're putting the rods in. I'm going to cook this to about 120, 122. All right, let's get this glaze going. I've got 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. For the bourbon, I'm sorry if it's going to be blurry, we're going to use the Evan Williams. Old Green Label, Old Faithful. I've got a 1/4 cup of bourbon. Okay. We've got a 1/4 cup of brown sugar here. Then what we're going to do is, what would you say? 1, 2, 3, 3½, 4 teaspoons. What's that here sauce, as Cricket says, okay? I'm only going to heat this just enough. It's okay that it's thin, it doesn't have to be thick. I'm going to heat it just enough to get this brown sugar all, you know, the granules all blended in. You can see I brought it to a simmer here. It takes no time at all. Now, if you want this thick, of course you can start it a little bit earlier. But my beef tenderloin is at 122 and I do not want to let it go past 125. I apologize for the lighting, guys. The sun's directly overhead. But I am going to just kind of put a little bit thin layer of this glaze on here. Okay. Like I said before, this cost, I think it was $18 or $19 a pound. The last thing I want to do is overcook it. Okay. Let me get the lid back on this and we'll let it keep going. It's been 30 minutes and I've let this steak actually cook up to 129 because the bacon just wasn't dark enough for me. I'm not certain how I'm going to like this. If I keep cooking it, it's going to be well beyond medium rare. So what I'm going to do is, it's about 2 gazillion degrees here in Florida today. I'm going to take this guy out. We're going to take it inside and we'll let it rest 10 minutes and then we're going to give it a cut. So I brought this on up to 130 because I was trying to get this bacon cooked. But you can see it's really not cooked that well. Just going to cut it here towards the center. Okay. We're going to open it up. Let you see how it's cooked. So you can see that we're perfect on the medium rare to rare. I mean, everybody has their own opinion, but I would say that is perfect in terms of medium rare to rare. Okay. We're going to cut us off a piece to try here. And like I said, the bacon is not crispy, but the steak looks beautiful. Oh, look at that, it just falls apart. Look at that. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay. It's tender like butter tender. I mean, it just falls apart. The spice rub, it's a little spicy. I don't taste the cayenne, by the way. You know, we use some cayenne. I do taste the black pepper. I get a little bit of the salt. You get the bacon flavor, but I'll be honest with you, the bacon is soft. It's not like crispy, crunchy bacon. Flavor's out of this world. Is it worth the 18, 19, whatever I paid, $20 a pound? If you can do it now and then, it's definitely worth it. It turned out better than I expected. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Again, I apologize for the audio. I have tile floors. I know it's ricocheting all over. That's why we do a lot of the videos outside. But like I said, it's like a blazing out there in terms of heat today. If you got any questions about this video, just leave them in the comment section below. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. You'll know about all of our new videos.